As we approach Shabbos Hagadol, which as the Sfarim tell us, is the Shabbos, the great Shabbos, which in this Shabbos is kol all the other Shabbos of the year, in some bechina, in some way, all the other Shabbos throughout the year are included in this Shabbos. So it's a Shabbos of tremendous opportunity. And that's why there is drushes, there's times of inspiration, and great change that takes place over the Shabbos, such as the one coming up. And I think if we put Shabbos Hagadol in the context of Chodesh Nisan, which is the Zman HaGeula, which is when we go from Cheres, we go from a certain of servitude of Avdus to Cheres, Mishiba LeGeula, we kind of reflect of what we take from the past, and we remove the Sur Meirah, we take that bad, or the Chametz, which were perhaps have accumulated over the winter, and we go to the Geula. We have a redemption of sorts. We redeem ourselves. We cleanse ourselves. And we focus on the Asay Toiv of doing better and doing more. And using this Shabbos as a catalyst for change. We know Chodesh Nisan always works as the Chodesh HaAviv. And it's the time of spring when everything starts anew, starts growing again. And we have an ability to start fresh. So one idea, which I think is really the understanding of it all, especially when we give it over to our children and to future generations, in the midst of Vigarat Levincha, what the Seder tries to teach us, is the understanding, of course, of living with HaKadosh Baruch Hu of Emunah, and the ability to realize the power of HaKadosh Baruch Hu and how He controls every single move of ours. Take, for example, the Leil Seder. We look at the night, and we look at all the symbolism. And on one hand, we have matzah, which is lechem oini, it's the bread of affliction. Yet also matzah is referring to the cheres. It's referring to the freedom as we got out. We have the wine. The wine is red because of the dam, because of the blood. And at the same time, it's referring to the drink of malachim. We drink when we feel like malchus, the drink of freedom. What's going on here is there's so many other examples as this. This dichotomy of sorts. On one hand, everything meaning cheres, on the other hand, meaning shibud. When we get to the Manashtana, we see the same thing. Manashtana halayla zeh. Why is this different? Why do we find so many unique and in some way weird ways of expressing what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to give us over? But the idea really is Avadam hayinu b'farav b'Mitzrayim, as the Haggadah tells us. To show HaKadosh Baruch Hu is trying to tell us, but not just to tell us, to make us live it, that everything is up to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Whether it's teva or not teva, whether it appears natural or it's supernatural, it's the same exact thing in the power of Hashem. You take, for example, why is it called Pesach? So one understanding it's called Pesach because HaKadosh Baruch Hu skipped over. What does it mean he skipped over? Who cares if he skipped over? Take for a small, tiny example of what happened. You have Makas B'Cheres. The firstborn of every family was dying amongst the Mitzrayim. You had a Mitzri who was Megayer, who converted a night before. A few hours before he converted to Judaism. Now the family is Yidden. That Bechar in that family did not die. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu passed over those homes. So the Mitzrayim could say, the genetic, it's this, the same family, the same genes, the same pool. Yet HaKadosh Baruch Hu passed over and there was no death in that family. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu is showing it's what I want to do will happen, and what I want not to happen won't happen. Teva, not teva is the same thing. Turning water into blood is the same thing of us breathing. We think of us breathing as something which is considered normal. Turning water into blood is not normal. But comes the night of the Seder where HaKadosh Baruch Hu is trying to show us everything is the same. That's the understanding of living with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, with the power, with the hashgacha, that we're always under the everything is nisim. Everything is miracles. When we understand that and bring that into that Seder, and we give that over to ourselves and to our children and to our families and to the generations, then we become closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And we get connected more for what Hashem stands for. And we start realizing our purpose of our existence here. It's all miracles that we're here. Sometimes we get sick. Sometimes people, unfortunately, get very sick. And some people get healed in moments. It's all HaKadosh Baruch Hu. As long as it wasn't a self-imposed act, it's all from Hashem. It's all coming from HaKadosh Baruch Hu's hashgacha, Him looking at us, guiding us, and creating an ability for us, an opportunity for us to become better people. That's what Shabbos Hagadol is. That's what Nisan's all about. It's a time of eschatzus, renewing our connection with the Creator, renewing our connection with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, telling HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we want to connect to you more. We want to live with you more. We want to realize every single opportunity as a means of growth, as a means of living and understanding and seeing the Yad Hashem, the hand of Hashem in everything. That every day could be a Leil Seder. Every day we could consider it a Kriyas Yamsuf. Every day we could see absolute miracles, because that which we consider natural is really supernatural. And that which is supernatural is really the exact same thing for HaKadosh Baruch Hu to do what He does for us on a moment-to-moment basis. So if we could take that into our lives and make this Shabbos Hagadol a Shabbos of change, and make it a great Shabbos as it is, and a Shabbos we could show that from now on we're going to be different people. We're going to be connecting. We're going to be looking at every little thing as a means that this is Hashem sent me. This is what Hashem did this to me. And when I want something, I'm going to talk to Hashem. It could be on the smallest things in the world. Hashem, I need to get to the supermarket. I'd like to buy this item. Please make it accessible to me. Let there not be lines there's not be too long of a line. That's connecting to Hashem, realizing His power and His ability to help me in every single way. We'll be different people. We'll be living with HaKadosh Baruch Hu in a whole way. And we'll look back at this Shabbos Hagadol as the turning point in our lives. Have a wonderful, gewaldige, great Shabbos.